All right, we are live. Once again, we are live.
Just want to let y'all know I'm coming live from the Dunkin' Donut Studios. Your presence.
See, I won't go throw you under the bus, but I heard somebody honking in front of you.
These doggone kids are taking a soccer ball and kicking it into a pile.
He may be throwing a kid under the bus, so just be careful.
I thought it was him honking at somebody. I won't go say much when he said it.
Didn't you hear somebody say, I thought that was a baker's dozen. Don't I get 13?
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. By the way, love today's motivational moments, tips of the days, and everything else you need. I did want something to Dunkin' Donut. But before we get started, hey, listen, everybody, welcome to the call. Wherever you are in the world, this is the time to stop what you're doing. Why? Because I love this statement. It says, wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, be there. So the question is, are you willing to be here in the moment? Be here for the moment of your breakthrough. Be here to take your business to the next level. Are you here? Are you here? Now, if you are here, go over to BlackCEOTribe.com. Go over to BlackCEOTribe.com with your first name. Tell us where you're from. And let's tell us a little bit about the product, the service, the mission, the organization, or the brand that you represent. So get on over to BlackCEOTribe.com and tell us a little bit about you. Shay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there in just a second. I'm going to pin the video to the top. But there's some of you listening online, but you want to watch online because you want to see the slides. You want the PowerPoint deck. You want all the images. That's fine. If you want to watch, go on over to BlackCEOTribe.com. If you want to listen, just stay where you are. Now, no matter where you are in the world, get on over to BlackCEOTribe.com and put your first name, put your last name, tell us where you're from, and then tell us a little bit about that product, that service, that mission, that organization, or that brand that you represent. That's right, it's the Black CEO shout out. Listen, one of the reasons that we do that, in all seriousness, let me just take a few seconds before we get started. One of the reasons that we do that is so many of you show up to see us, and we are very thankful and grateful for that. But it's also equally as important that while you show up to see us, that we make sure that the people see you, that they see your business, they see your product, they see your services, they see what you do. And by the way, Shay, I got a little bit of an echo, so you got to look on the right side of Wirecast, and you'll see where you hit that little microphone, and it'll take away that echo.
Okay, hit the what button? You said it again.
So you'll see two buttons on the right hand side, right? You'll see a speaker button, and then you'll see a microphone button. You put the button all the way to the right hand side. Okay. On the live video section.
Gotcha.
Okay, got it. All right, I think that because I want to make sure
now the echo's there. So now the echo's off.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So there's no echo because I'm still hearing a little bit of echo, but I think we'll be fine.
Yes, it's clear on this side.
Okay. Barrett, check the Facebook Live to make sure people are not getting the echo before we get started. All right.
Okay, let me check.
Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying. Many of you show up to see us, but it's just as important that we make sure that the world sees you. That they see your purpose, they see your passion, they see your products, they see your service, they see you. And so many times I believe that we get on these broadcasts and we say, share it out, share it out, share it out. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. And we're asking people to do something for us that we haven't even done for them. So long before you start asking somebody to share your Facebook Live, long before you start asking them to hit the like button on your post, here's my question to you. Did you like them first? Did you love them first? Did you shout them out first? Were you leading with your asking hand versus with your giving hand? So one of the reasons that we take the time out on every broadcast, and I will for as long as I'm doing these broadcasts, we will always start out with sharing what the Black CEO community is all about. The Black CEO community is all about you. It's all about the businesses, the products, the services, and the mission that you have as his followers. And for that, we love each and every last one of you. For that, we are thankful for each and every one of you. When we cooperate, 1 + 1 = 2. But when we collaborate, 1 and 1 = 11. #11. #11. And we know that when we show up here to collaborate, we don't just collaborate in expectations, we collaborate in love. Why? Because we know that love never fails. So we know that wherever love shows up, success is on the way. And show that as long as we show up in love, show up loving you as our audience, loving you as fellow Black CEOs, loving your passion and loving your mission, we know that it is impossible to fail because love never fails. So we don't just collaborate, #11. We collaborate in love. Everybody put into the comment section right now, #collaborate in love. And as part of that collaboration, 2 things that we want you to do. First, put your first name. Tell us where you're from. And then tell us a little bit about your business so we can shout you out. Number 2, going over to the private, the elusive, the exclusive Facebook group, or wherever you're watching right now, and just hit the share button. I want everybody right now, that the sound of my voice, want to hit the share button. And after you share, I want you to go back into the comment section and put #11, I shared. Put #11, I shared. Now, last instruction, I want you to look in that comment section and find somebody who hit the button, they hit the share button. They will let you know because you'll see #11, I shared. Those are the people that you want to collaborate with. Those are the individuals that you want to connect with. Why? Because we need each other. Principle for today: do business with people who do business with you, and you'll always do business. Do business with the people who do business with you, and you'll always do business. And so let's be about that business. Let's do business. Hit the share button, hit the like button, hit the comment button, and then let's get ready to get started. ER, I'm going to pass it over to you as you get ready to walk us through the recap, and then we get into the new information. Barrett, mic check. Do we have an echo on the Facebook Live, or are we good to go?
Barrett sent a note saying we're good to go, my man.
Okay.
All right. There's no echo.
I will turn it over to none other than ER Spalding for today's recap. And then from there, myself and Shay Brown will be guiding the ship today. All right. Mic check. ER Spalding.
Mic check. Can you all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there an echo? Because I'm getting the same thing over here. Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yep. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Perfect. So everybody, we are here in the Black CEO Revenue Challenge, and we're asking the question: do you have the courage to show up and create the breakthrough that you're looking for inside of your business and ultimately your life? Now, we've been here, this is day 3, and we have been going through some principles in order to get to the breakthrough. And one of those principles that we know, and it's the song that I want everybody to sing. So go ahead, if you're in a position, make sure that you write this down and go over to BlackCEO Tribe and put this in the feed. And we want everyone to take digital notes. And the first thing is that the opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is actually underdeveloped resources, and poor is just a reflection of what we did with those resources. Again, this is really important because everything is built on this. This is getting ready to shift. The opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is underdeveloped resources. Poor is a reflection of what you did with those resources. And just like poor is a reflection of what you did with those resources, wealth is also a reflection of what you did with those resources. So if poor shows up in your bank account or wealth shows up in your bank account, what you can be assured of is that it is a reflection of the development of those resources. Now, the other thing is that wealth is a manifestation of resources developed. Wealth is a manifestation of resources developed, and the only pathway only pathway to wealth is through investment. So what is investment? Because powerful people ask powerful questions. So when we talk about wealth being the only pathway to or that, we have to ask ourselves, what is an investment? And an investment is nothing more than a commitment to develop our resources. Write that down. For those of you who have not been here, we're walking this down, and this information is essential for you to be completely caught up with where we are. An investment is nothing more than a commitment to develop our resources. Now, when that doesn't happen, there are a couple of things we have to begin to look at, because one thing that we know, and this begins to move us into a spiritual plane, is that a fool and his money are soon departed. A fool and his money is soon departed. And so we have to ask ourselves that question, why? Why is the fool and his money soon departed? And going into that, we understand that a fool is a person who will not commit to developing his resources. A fool is a person who will not commit to developing his resources. Let's walk this through. There is a story in the good book, and it talks about the individuals that were provided with talent. And there were 3 people that had talent that they were given. One individual did not recognize what that resource was in terms of his talent, and he took that talent and he buried it. The other individual went out into the world and they developed those talents for themselves. And what happened? Those talents began to multiply. So when you do not commit to developing your resources, you make a fool out of yourself. A fool is also a person who wants something for free. Why? Because they are constantly looking to be in a consumptive state versus a development. A fool is a person who wants something for free because they are constantly looking to take, they're constantly looking to consume, and they do not move inside of developing the resources that they have been given. A fool is consumed. Here in the revenue because we are in the ground, we're putting ourselves in the ground, and we are declaring that we refuse to be fools, that we will actually develop instead of consume. A person who hits the point, and we turn around and we see that 2, 3, 4 years later, they're broke again. Why? Because the money that they were given, they did not understand that it was a resource. Therefore, they did not develop it in that particular manner. All they did was consume. All they did was buy the boats. All they did was take jet ski cruises and all of those different things, and they only consumed versus developed what it was that they had. So we're not going to be foolish around the resources that we have. A wealthy person is developmental. Earlier, we are always here collaborating in the BlackCEO group, and we're saying, put your first name, put your last name. Why? Because we recognize that each one of us are a resource. And if we begin to reach out and connect, #11, collaborate, #11 with other resources, then we know that we can develop something, and we are not foolish, that we are moving inside of being and producing wealth, because we know that wealth is mental. So free people will never prosper because they always live in a consumptive versus a developmental state. Free people will never prosper because they live in a consumptive versus developmental state. And wealth requires that you have to develop which you are given. Wealth requires that the value that you have, you make sure that you commit to developing it. Write this down. This is a principle. The first manifestation of wealth is never money. The first manifestation of wealth is never money. See, we have been departed from our resources because we have been fooled into thinking that money is the first manifestation of wealth, and it's not the first manifestation of wealth. Let's look at Oprah. What was Oprah? Oprah is now one of the richest individuals in the world. She has crossed the threshold and is in the billionaire mark. Yes, money is a manifestation, but she did not develop that first. What did she develop? She was talented as an orator. She was talented as an interviewer. And she started off in public television, moving around from television station to television station. She began to develop what she was given, and she then took that talent of being a great orator, a great interviewer, and developed that into a skill that other individuals recognized. That was her first manifestation of wealth. And then from there, as she began to, speak on more stages in front of the television and broadcast more, she began to earn the respect of her peers, her second manifestation of wealth. And as a result of her having the respect of her peers, she then went on and was offered her own television show in the Chicagoland market. With that television show and developing and continuing to develop the skills that she had as being a great interviewer and expanding the respect that she had for her peers, her show then was picked up for syndication and her influence through third manifestation of wealth. And as her influence began to grow and her syndication began to go in multiple locations, then she began to get paid more money for the simple things that she was doing. Fourth manifestation of wealth. There were 4 iterations that happened along Oprah's journey before she got into the development of or the manifestation of money. So the first manifestation of wealth is never money. We have been fooled into thinking that that is the first manifestation of wealth. And as a result, when the money does not show up yet, when the money does not show up when we think it should, or the money does not show up fast enough, then what do? We do just like the man, we go and bury that and then we turn and move somewhere else. And we become frustrated with what it is that we're doing. And that is another form of manifestation, because at that point we've been pulled out of our resources. So when we begin to look at this, we have to understand that a fool who is a person who is asking for something for free. They are consumptive versus one who wants to develop that which they have been given. So never give away a resource without requiring an investment from the person that gave it to you, lest you get them out to be a fool. Where there's no investment, there's no appreciation. Write this down. Where there's no investment, there's no appreciation. And where there's no appreciation, there's no stewardship. And when there's no stewardship, there's no access to more. If we are not stewards, if we're not developing what it is that we have, we will not get access to more. Poor stewardship equals poor, period. So we walked away on day one with 3 affirmations, and your hope is to make sure that you took those affirmations and you repeated them to yourself 7 times a day, 7 days a week. So what are those affirmations? Write it down. Let's go ahead and put it in the feed. If you're over at www.BlackCEOtribe.com, make sure that you are making a digital note, because these are important. We're going to be repeating these all week long. The first one is, I will develop my resources. I will develop my resources. One more time, I will develop my resources. You put that in the feed 3 times, and then you affirm them, repeat them out loud. The second affirmation, I will develop my resources. I will develop my resources, because we know that the only pathway to wealth is through development. And the last is, developing my resources is my path to wealth. Developing my resources is my path to wealth. And so now, why is it the pathway to wealth and development the pathway to wealth? Because a lot of us have been sitting around and we've been pondering and asking ourselves the question, why does our bank account not reflect just how good we are? Why is our bank account not reflecting just how good we are? Maybe we've been in this place, we haven't been fully developing the resources that we have. And there is a formula, right? And that formula is information overload plus implementation deficit. What does that equal? That equals a broke CEO. So if you with us, you understand that we've been giving out some formulas and some little nuggets that you can take with you because we want to make sure that we are getting to the success. So information plus implementation deficit equals a broke CEO. See, we're not here to sprinkle 7-figure fairy dust. We're not here to have you think that you will be able to turn around and make 6 figures in 60 days. Is it possible? Absolutely. Everything is possible under the sun. Is it probable? Absolutely not, because you have not developed that which is required in order to manifest that. More importantly, if you did manifest it, it may not be that you can keep it because you have not gone through the other levels of manifestation in order to know what to do with it and to develop it into a little bit more. And you wonder why you are frustrated, and that frustration is a manifestation of your, because you have been fooled out of those resources. There was a time for many of us when we had more bills than revenue, that we told them that the check was in the mail, that we had more business sense than we knew what to do with. There were even times when we thought that we were going to have to go back to that 9 to 5. But you know what? There was something that said, no, stop. You have to go out here and start this business. And the moment that you made that declaration to go out and to start a business, you became responsible for them. When you have a job, they are responsible for you. But when you start a business, you are responsible for them. And we have to get to the point where we understand that all success in life doesn't have a dollar sign associated with it. See, this is why understanding what the manifestation of wealth look like, how they will show up in your life is so important. Because we'll wind up taking your talent, we'll wind up taking skill, we'll wind up bearing influence, we'll wind up bearing respect because we don't understand that it is a wealth manifestation. And we don't understand that all success in life does not have a dollar sign associated with it. There are some things that just go together. Resources and development, they go together. And we do understand that money is important because the success that shows up in your life is just as important as the success that shows up in your bank account. The success that shows up in your life is just as important as the success that shows up in your bank account. But it is not the only type of success. It is not the only manifestation that we have. So there are a lot of people that have been telling us that there are secrets in order for us to create money, to create success, to create these businesses. And we're here to tell you that there's no success. There is simply a formula. And so part of the training that we're getting ready to get into over the next couple of days are really going to be breaking down what those formulas are. Because all success in life is going to come down to 2 basic things. It's going to come down to principles and formulas. And inside of that, elements that must be present are a scientific, metaphysical, and action-oriented approach to success. So what is scientific? Scientific means that we know the formula. As we said, the formula for collaboration is 1 and 1 equals 11. Hashtag 11. See, if we didn't know better, we would think 1 plus 1 equals 2, but that is the formula for cooperation. Collaboration formula is 1 and 1 because we are bringing ourselves together. And we must also know the metaphysical elements that we must take, which allows us to meditate, understand the spiritual principles that govern success. Are there different types of principles? Absolutely, but we're getting down to the spiritual principles that govern our success. And then we have to be action oriented. That means we've got to get up, get out, and do something. So we can't do shortcuts. We can't shortcut anything because we can't keep our way to success. Just because it's a trend does not mean that it is popular. And it does not mean that it is the truth. Just because it's a trend does not mean that it's the truth. Because doing the same thing as everybody else is the equivalent of insanity 2.0. So we are here, we're creating a new reality for ourselves. We're doing something differently to create an experience that we've never had, because we do not underachieve, because we don't achieve, because our habits hold to a future that we were never meant to live. So we are here to move inside of this new reality and asking ourselves the powerful question, because powerful people ask powerful questions. And the powerful question that we'll keep drilling in on training after training is, what will it take? What will it take? And it will take, one, a commitment to finish. Because this is not a conversation about a return on investment. This is a return on finish. We must commit to finishing before we start. That is the only way that we will be able to manifest that which it is we're looking for. Because it's impossible for anything to return unto me void. So again, what are the parts of that? And we uncovered the PFA neuropathic success system. And inside of the PFA neuropathic success system, what shows up again? Principles show up. What else shows up? Formulas show up. What else shows up? Affirmations show up. And inside of that, those principles are those things that we memorize and utilize in our decision-making process. But if we only memorize these principles and don't utilize them in our lives, they wind up being useless to us. So principles have to learn something, and then we also have to do something. What are formulas? Formulas are nothing more than an organizational tool. They're nothing more but helping us to organize our resources. Affirmations are now the repetitious process to reprogram our mind. Again, we're repeating affirmations 7 times a day for 7 days a week, because affirmations are the only way for us to continue to drill these things in, and we need that repetition in order to break out of these old habits that we have created for ourselves. To reprogram our minds, because there have been some things that have been hardwired in. There have been some principles that we have been given that are not governed by the spiritual laws, and we have been out here with man-made constructs, and they've been hardwired to our brain. So we affirm things so we can reprogram, rewire our brain. And then they are also the mnemonic devices that help us remember complex principles. They are mnemonic devices to help us remember complex principles. We did a lot of this when we were younger and in school. Remember that phrase, I before E except after C? See, when we were younger, spelling was a complex principle. See, we learned the letters of the alphabet, but then we had to take that and utilize it as a building block to begin to take those simple principles, right? Those simple letters, and then we had to organize them, right, into a formula. If we put the formula A, N, and D together, we got the word and. And then we began to expand when we had to put the letters receive together. And these were complex principles, and we needed a mnemonic device in order to help us build upon the foundation from which we started. So what we've been going through in day 1 and day 2, and if you missed any of it, I highly suggest going back over to www.BlackCEOtribe.com and watching these trainings, because those were the building blocks. Now we're getting ready to move into some more things. Now we're going to move into creating some more principles. Now we're going to move into affirming some more things. And sometimes these complex ideas are too much for us to handle. But if we continually affirm them, if we continually put them together and understand the formula by which they should be put together, and if we understand the principles that are going to govern our success, then we will make it to the other side, and we will have what we need in order to manifest all of the levels of wealth. And with that, is over. I'm getting ready to turn it over to Trevor. I highly suggest that everyone grab your pen, grab your paper, grab your digital notebooks, because we're getting ready to fly through this information, but it is all for your good, because we are committed not to be fools anymore. We will no longer live in a consumptive state, but we will develop the resources that we have. And one of the most powerful resources that we can ever develop is our mind. That PSA announcement that a mind is a terrible thing to waste, it absolutely applies to what we're doing right now. So over to you, Trevor.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, we can hear you.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get ready to get into the new information. So that was a recap of day one and day two, or part one of the Revenue Champions Challenge and part two of the Revenue Champions Challenge. And so today it's time to get into the new information, right? And so what I want everybody to do, first things first, I know many of you want the slides, the images that you see. Two things I want to say. If you want the slides, if you want the images, in the comment section below, you just put, I want the slides. Just put, I want the slides. Put it in the comment section below. Number two, many of you asking that, I get the question every day, hey, who does our slides? Our slides are done by the BlackCEO Graphics Club. Our slides are done by the BlackCEO Graphics Club. And if you want to get more information about the BlackCEO Graphics Clubs, you can text ER Spalding and find out how to get your 30 days for free. Our slides are done. Jay, if you'll pull those slides up, mic check, mic check. If you'll pull those slides up right quick, so that we can kind of switch to the slides. But for many of you, you ask us all the time, who did the slides, and can I get the slides that y'all just did? Yes is the answer. Here's what you got to do. Put I want the slides in the comment section below the video, or and I would do both just to make sure we don't miss you. Go over to BlackCEOtribe.com and just put a post up that says, I want the slides. Just put a post up that says, I want the slides. So put it in the comment section and put it in the Private Day Elusive Day exclusive Facebook group. Let me do a mic check on Che Brown. If you're out there,
mic check, mic check.
Fine.
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me?
Okay, gotcha. ER, what is your cell phone number that they can text you at if they're trying to get a hold of their 30 days free of the BlackCEO Graphics Club before we get into the new information?
They can text 404-594-3393. Again, text 404-594-3393. And inside of the text, you're going to put your first name, your last name, and put Graphics Club. Okay,
got it. One more time with that number, ER.
404-594-3393. One more time, 404-594-3393. Put your first name, put your last name, and text the word Graphics Club.
Got it. Okay, thank you so much. And if somebody will go ahead and put that in the comment section, because I know a lot of our listeners are driving. So they might want that number. So ER, one more time. So if you're one of the people that's watching online, be a good neighbor, put it in the comment section for the people and put it in the Facebook group. ER, repeat that number one more time and then let's get started.
Absolutely. 404-594-3393. 404-594-3393. Text your first name, your last name, and Graphics Club.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So many of you have said, I want the slides. I got about 70 messages. If that's you, just put it in the comment section right below the video. I want the slides, and go over to the BlackCEO Facebook group at BlackCEOtribe.com and just put a post up that says, I want the slides. All right. So let's get into today's new information. Today, we're going to be talking about the mastering the PPSA decision-making method. The PPSA decision-making method. And what does that say? The PPSA decision-making method is basically the process that you're going to use to make better decisions in your business, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down PPSA, right? PPSA. And PPSA stands for principle, process, strategy, and action. Principle, process, strategy, and action. So what are we talking about? Really, when it comes down to being a CEO, when it comes to being a decision maker, it's always going to come down to two things. It's always going to come down to a few things. And one of it is our decision making process. And so I remember that as I was going through many different programs, many different coaches, as I was going through, being the YouTube preneur, the Googlepreneur, what I found was that a lot of times I personally was getting only part of the story. And so many of us who have hired coaches, hired mentors, and hired programs, but yet we still haven't really seen the success that we were seeking manifested. And by the way, if that's you, I want you to put in the comment section below, just put I understand where you're coming from. And so when I realized is that, number one, a lot of times the way in which they were giving us information was always going to leave us with half the story. And so what I realized is a few things. I realized that, number one, that we were doing things the wrong way. Even myself, even Shay, and even ER, we looked at, how do our training programs work? And so today I'm going to give you a set system that will help you get the most out of any coach, any speaker, any guru, any event. And as we get deeper and deeper into this information, if you don't follow this methodology, you're only going to end up with half the story, right? You're only going to be half-baked, right? And so this is what we refer to. Everybody write in the comment section below, PPSA. Now, the PPSA model is really based on two or a few significant things. Number one, I want everybody to write this down. Note takers are money makers. So write this down. Why do we make you take notes? Because the mind can see without the eyes, but the eyes cannot see without the mind can see without the eyes. The eyes can't see without the mind. So when you write, it allows your mind to see, right? It's the way of programming your mind. Principle number two is we know, write this down, you're going to get lost as we go a little bit deep into this. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Powerful people ask powerful questions. So if powerful people ask powerful questions, let's ask a powerful question. The question is, why? Well, if powerful people ask powerful questions, because questions steer focus. Write this down, because questions steer focus. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. Well, most of us are CEOs. So in your business, you only get what you focus on. So I want you to write it this way. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in your life and in your business, you only get what you focus on. And you got to be able to apply that principle. Let me tell y'all something. Principles that you memorize and don't utilize are useless, right? Principles that you memorize that you don't utilize are useless. So we're going to be applying this question everything. Everybody write this down. The question everything principle. Matter of fact, everybody write this down. I want you to make it personal. I must master the question everything principle. I must master the question everything principle. Why? Because powerful people ask powerful questions, because questions stay focused. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. And so if you want something, you ain't going to get it unless you focus on it. The only way to trick your mind to focus on it is to ask questions, because the purpose of your subconscious mind is merely to answer questions that your conscious mind puts to it. And why do you have permission to ask those questions? Because you are powerful, and you have to accept that you are powerful. And so as we get into the new information, I need everybody to accept, and I need everybody to affirm, and I need everybody to be in agreement, and I need every Black CEO and a Black entrepreneur and every person under the sound of my voice to put it into the comment section, hashtag I am powerful. Write it. You got to be able to apply the question everything principle. Listen, weak people can't apply this principle. Part of your power is being willing to question everything, everybody, and every situation and every circumstance. Question everything, because powerful people ask powerful questions, because questions their focus. And in your life, you don't get what you focus on. We ain't even got started yet. Don't worry. Third thing, you heard the recap yesterday. You heard the recap today, right? And every day you're going to hear a recap of the information that got taught before. Today, ER did a recap of day 1 and day 2. Tomorrow on day 3, they'll be doing a recap of day 1, day 2, and day 3. And so you're going to constantly get that repetition. Why? Because teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Powerful people ask what? Powerful questions. So if powerful people ask powerful questions, here's the question. If teaching is repeating until learning takes place, see how I'm getting ready to apply the principle? What is learning? And learning is hearing and doing until understanding takes place. Because I asked the question, it expanded my wisdom around the original information that was given. The only way to expand your knowledge, to expand your Black brilliance, is to be willing to ask questions, even to yourself. Never accept the end of that's the end of it. It's never the end. There's always more to know and more to learn. Part of developing your resources is developing your thoughts, developing your thinking, developing your knowledge. You got to constantly keep working with it. The first manifestation of wealth is never money, but every manifestation of wealth creates a new resource that makes you responsible for now developing that. Because wealth is nothing more than the manifestation of resources developed. What you learn is a resource. When you develop that, what you learn, it becomes a wealth manifestation. Okay. Now, teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Write it. Learning is hearing and doing until understanding takes place. Write it. I'm going to say it slow. Teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Write it in the comment section below. Learning, hearing, and doing until understanding takes place. That's why we keep repeating it over and over again. And then last but not least, why is understanding important? Because you might forget what you learned, but you'll never forget what you understand. Write it. I might forget what I learned, but I'll never forget what I understand. So in all you're getting, get what? Get understanding. Why? Because if you understand, you can always reverse engineer the processes that produce success. That's why we teach it this way. See, when you understand, we're just trying to get an understanding around wealth, around revenue. That's the whole purpose of this 9-part series. Because when you understand, you can reverse engineer the processes that produce success. Put it in the comment section below. ER, check this out. Let us know who's over in BlackCEOtribe.com putting their notes in. Because I know that the principle is note takers and money makers. But we also know the action takers and money makers. And we know the first action that you will see a money maker make is taking action. Right? Taking notes. So I can always tell who is going to produce something, who's going to manifest something by looking in the group and just seeing who's taking notes. Hashtag my note takers at. If that's you, put it in the comment section. That's me. I'm a note taker. I'm an action taker. I'm a money maker. I'm a student first. All right, let's get into it. All right. So everybody write in the group PPSA. PPSA is the decision-making model that we use for CEOs. It's the model that we use to train CEOs how to make better decisions and how to take actions on those decisions. So it stands for principle, process, strategy, action. Principle, process, strategy, action. All right. When everybody write it down, I'm about to give you your first affirmation of the day or your first big new affirmation, right? I want you to write this down. First comes the principle, then comes the process. First comes the principle, then comes the process. First comes the principle, then comes the process. Everybody write that down. I want you to use this affirmation. What did we learn in the PFA method? We learned that affirmations are mnemonic devices designed to teach complex principles. We also learned that affirmations teach the mind what to believe. How does the mind know what it's supposed to believe? The mind only believes that which you consistently and constantly tell it on the regular basis. And the affirmation is the way to do that. First comes the principle, then comes the process. So the first P in the PPSA method stands for principle. I want you to write this down. Principle represents the why. Principle represents the why. So at its core, principle represents the why, right? And what we're really saying is that a principle, here's the definition, a principle is the underlying belief that drives your decision making. It's the underlying belief. It's the underpinning belief, right? I want you to write it this way. Forget what you see on the slide. A principle is the underpinning belief. It's the underpinning belief that drives your decision making. It is the underpinning belief that drives your decision making and the actions that you take. At its core, a principle is nothing more than a truism. It's a truism. And so in the simplest form, the principle represents the why. The principle represents the why. All throughout this training, there ain't gonna be nothing that we're gonna teach you without teaching you the principle, the process, the strategy, and the action. The principle, the process, the strategy, and the action. The principle, the process, the strategy, and action. There will be nothing that we teach you that will not teach you the principle, the process, the strategy, and the action. Okay? So remember, the principle in the simplest form represents the why. It's a truism. A principle is the underpinning belief that drives your decision making and the actions that you take. That's what it does. Gravity is the principle. Gravity is the principle, right? What goes up must what? Come down, right? It's a principle, okay? So the principle represents the why. Everybody got that, okay? Now, Process. The second piece is process. Process in its simplest form, write it down. Process represents the how. By the way, I'm teaching you this so that what's happening is most entrepreneurs don't truly have a way to determine whether what they're hearing is true or not. And so when we see people show up on Facebook Live with that picture of the Lamborghini or the boat that they have, or how they actually show up, we really don't have a way of determining if the information is true. So we believe in ways that we should not. And so what we have is when you're taking action that you don't know the principle to, if you're doing it because you believe in the person, that's called a celebrity-driven decision. Hashtag no celebrity-driven decisions. Everybody write that down. Hashtag no celebrity-driven decisions, right? If you are making it based upon, I got a feeling, I got a good instinct, yeah. Hashtag no emotionally driven decisions. Hashtag no emotionally driven decisions. Write this in the comment section. And then for some of you, it's just about your ego. The person made you feel good. The person hyped you up. The person pumped you up. We're pumping your ego up, right? Hashtag no ego-driven decisions. We CEOs. We can't make emotionally driven decisions. We cannot make celebrity-driven decisions. We cannot make ego-driven decisions, right? We got to make decisions based upon principle, right? So we're going to teach you the decision-making process so that you know and that you can check us so you can see if we're telling you the truth, right? It ain't just for them, it's for us too. So first P stands for principle. The second P stands for process. Process represents the how. The process represents the how. A process, write this down. In the simplest form, process represents the how. Principle represents the why. Process represents the how. All right. Process is a systematic plan of development based upon principles designed to produce specific results. Let me just say that again. A process is a systematic plan of development based upon principles designed to produce specific results. So the process in its simple form represents the how, right? So here's the thing that you need to know, right, is that the how is systematic. It's a systematic plan of what? Development. Based on what? Principles. Based on what? The truth, right? Designed to do what? Produce what? A specific result. Not a random result, a specific result. So here's the thing. A lot of us have been beating ourselves up. A lot of us have been beating ourselves up. A lot of us have been letting other people beat us up. And you've been talking about, I got to get an accountability partner because my habits are so bad, right? And here's the thing. Some of y'all don't know why your habits are really bad. Let me tell you something. It's impossible to stick to the how when you don't know the why. It's impossible to stick to the how when you don't know the why. Why? Because here's the thing. Is results take as long as results take. Results take as long as results take. Some results happen overnight. Some results happen over time. But regardless, I'll be just fine. Principle is results take as long as results take. The affirmation is some results happen overnight. Some results happen over time. But regardless, I'll be just fine. And here is the thing. See, when I was 5 years old, they gave me the cup. They gave me the little styrofoam cup. They gave me the seeds. They said put some dirt in the cup. Put the cup up. Put the seeds in the cup, put the dirt on top of the seeds, water it, right? And then sit it in the windowsill. And I set it in the windowsill. And after we went outside to recess, I came back in. And when I came back in, I asked my teacher, I said, did my plant grow yet? She said, no, Trevor, your plant didn't grow yet. I said, huh? I was a little bit disappointed. We got to the end of the day before it got time to get on the bus. I ran back to the windowsill to see if my plant had grown. But then I realized my plant had grown. I was a little disappointed. Went home and told my mom all about it. At the end of the day, this went on for a couple of days. The plant just didn't grow. And my mother taught me first rule. She had to teach me the why so I could stick to the how. See, what happens is you don't teach people the how, you make it difficult for them to stick to the why. Here's what I'm trying to say. So many of us have been under bad teaching. Seriously. Terrible teaching. We've been under terrible teaching. Some of y'all, if you know what I'm talking about, holler if you hear, brother. Put it in the comment section. They keep telling you, this is how you do it, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. But the real question, why? Why should I do it? What principle is this process based on? Because you could be doing it and never know why you're doing it. And then if you don't know why you're doing it, the only reason that you could possibly be doing it is based upon belief in the person. I don't need you to believe in me. I need you to know the person. Believe in the principles, Principles are true. They're not based on personality. I don't need you to do it based upon your emotions. I don't need you to do it based on ego. Do it based upon the principle. Everybody write it down. I do it based upon the principle. Everybody write it in the comment section. I do it based upon the principle. So don't let somebody teach you a how without teaching you a why. Because when they do, they have people. Oh, by the way, powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Questions stay focused. When they teach you a how, and you ask them what is the underpinning principle that govern this process, and they can't teach you the why, because the process that they teach you, they stole it. It's because the process that they teaching you is not their own. It's because they are not a teacher, they are a parent. Or as my good friend Ruben West would say, listen, a voice can have an echo, but an echo could never have a voice. Listen, I'm coming down. Some people, these people that are teaching y'all process, are not teaching y'all why you should do it. Okay, that makes them terrible teachers. And that more than likely, they can't answer why, it's because it's not a process that they create. It's a process that they mimic. Hashtag get to the real teachers. All right. So it's impossible to stick to the process if you don't know the why. So what happens is you're beating yourself up. When you're trying to will yourself, let me stick to it, let me stick to it, let me stick to it. When the reality is, when you know, hey, this is why I'm doing it. Now it makes it easy for you to stick to the process. So everybody write it down. The principle that I'm teaching you right now is the principle is results take as long as results take. The principle is results take as long as results take. Right? That's the principle. Everybody write it down. The principle is results take as long as results take. The affirmation is some results happen overnight. Some results happen over time, but regardless, I'll be just fine. Now, why did I get it to you in that way? I want y'all to write this down. Yesterday, I taught y'all A plus A equals A. She taught y'all A plus A equals A. That is to say that an affirmation plus action equal actualization. Affirmation plus action equals actualization. Or you can refer to actions plus affirmations equal actualization. And so what we're doing is, what's going to happen is they're going to be these actions that you're going to go out there and take. But all of a sudden, when those results don't show up overnight, or as Mike Tyson said, when everybody got a plan until they get hit, all of a sudden you didn't have affirmation to teach your mind what it's supposed to believe about the future that is yet to show up in your present, so that it does not get confused about what its responsibility is, and it starts to guide your decision making. Everybody write this down. A plus A equals A. That is action plus affirmation equals actualization. A plus A equals A. That is to say that your actions plus your affirmation equals actualization. A plus A equals A. Right? So what I taught you first was I taught you the principle. I taught you, hey, results take as long as results take. Then I followed that up. I taught you an affirmation so that you can keep your mind in remembrance of the fact that results take as long as results take. Some results happen overnight, some results happen over time, but regardless, I'll be just fine. So remember, when I was in kindergarten, and my little seat in the little styrofoam cup didn't grow, my mother had to basically teach me. She said, listen, son, results take as long as results take. But she knew that I would not remember. So she says, repeat after me. Some results happen overnight. Some results happen over time. But regardless, I'll be just fine. Some results happen overnight. Some results happen overnight. But regardless, I'll be just fine. And here I am, 46-year-old man, and I'm still saying to myself, some results happen overnight. Some results happen over time. But regardless, I'll be just fine. My mother taught me the affirmation that would keep me in remembrance of the principle. And it was just as significant as teaching me to tie my shoe. Somebody taught you how to tie your shoe, and you've never forgotten it. But who taught you about staying the course, being able to finish what you started? And so what happened, I got back to school after a couple of days, couple of weeks. One day, some kid went over to the window and they started hollering, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," and their plants started growing. And I ran, my plants started growing, just like every other kid in kindergarten. And when we all got to our plants, some people's plants had grown and other people said not. And so I started crying, really, and I wondered what was wrong. Like, did I do something wrong? And I realized what my mother said. She said, some results happen overnight. Some results happen over time, but regardless, I'll be just fine. And I was able to rest in that. So let me tell you, when you know the principle that's governing your action, you can rest in that understanding that your results will inevitably show up, as opposed to the lack of peace and the frustration that shows up in your life. You don't know why you do it. And I was able to rest in it. I was able to be calm in that. I told you that all wealth doesn't manifest itself the same way. That's why somebody telling you you're going to make 6 figures in 6 days is lying. Or even if they tell you 6 figures in 60 days. Because some results happen overnight, some results happen over time. Regardless, I'll be just fine. Results take as long as results take. They're different manifestations of wealth. Nobody knows when or where your manifestation of wealth will happen. They can't predict it. If they tell you that, they're not. Why? Because some people, we all had the same styrofoam cup. We all use the same dirt. We all use the same seeds. We all put it in the same windowsill. We all use the same sunlight. We all use the same water. But regardless of the fact that we were all using the same processes, some people's plants grew in a couple of weeks. Some people's plants took more weeks. Some people's plants grew up into the left. And some people's plants grew up into the right. And some people's plants grew straight up. You cannot, no trainer, no teacher, no guru, no program, no system can tell you when and where your wealth manifestations will show up and how it will show up. So what you have to do is you have to rest in principles, not in celebrity-driven belief. So let's go back to our affirmation. First comes the principle, then comes the process. First comes the principle, then comes the process. Or, the bad kid in Sunday school is always the one who what they said. So I remember in Sunday school, they taught me that the steps of a righteous man are ordered. They taught me that the steps of a righteous man are ordered. Well, what is right? Just to be right? That's all it is. The steps of a righteous man are ordered. So show me somebody that's righteous, and I'll show you somebody that's principled. Show me somebody that's righteous, and I'll show you somebody that's principled. Okay? So if we do word swap, right, the steps of a principled person are ordered. The steps of a principled person are ordered, right? First comes the principle, then comes the process, right? So we did a word swap. We swapped out the words. We said, hey, the steps of a righteous man are ordered. So we swapped it out because we know that a person who is righteous is really just a person who's applying the principle. So the steps of a principled person are ordered, right? The steps of a principled person are ordered, right? And so word swap, what does it mean to be ordered, right? Basically, the person who is ordered is nothing more than the person who is process-oriented. It means that they are process-oriented. So let's just change the statement up now, right? The steps of a principled person, right, are process-oriented. The steps of a principled person are process-oriented. The steps of a principled person is process-oriented. What they're really trying to tell you is when they say the steps of a righteous man is ordered or the steps of a righteous person is ordered, what they're really trying to tell you is first comes the principle, then comes the process, right? Righteous. First comes the principle, right? The steps of a righteous person, right? The steps of a principled person are ordered. What they're trying to tell you is not, they're telling you before you take a step, take them steps based upon the principles, the truth, right? The spiritual principles that govern success. Then they move to the second thing where they're saying, then they're telling you the process, right? What's the order? The systematic plan of development based upon principles designed to produce a specific result. First comes the principle, then comes the process. First comes the principle, then comes the process. First comes the principle, then comes the process. Now, let's walk it down. Now we're going to take it a little bit further, right? I want you all to write this down. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, last comes the action. Write this down. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, the last comes the action. Write this down. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, the last comes the action. Basically, it's a mnemonic device. It's an affirmation to help reinforce decision making so that you don't get caught in the loop, that you don't get caught with the okie doke because somebody sounded good. I want you to basically check it up against PPSA, no matter who talks, right? And so then that's the third thing, right? So we know that principle represents the why, right? The underpinning belief that drives our decision making. We know that process represents the how, right? Systematic planning based upon the principle designed to produce a specific action. And then we know strategy. Strategy represents the when and the where. Strategy represents when and the where, right? Strategy in the simplest form represents the when and the where. Strategy for all sake purposes is basically It is the most effective and the most efficient way to execute the process. It's the most effective and efficient way to execute the process. Effective means that it works. Effective means that it works, right? Efficient means don't waste people. It don't take 5 people to screw in a light bulb. So if I'm selling candles, the most effective way to sell candles is be in the right place where people don't need them. And the most efficient way, right, the win and the win. Talk about the win and the win, because I probably want to sell candles in a place where they have a lot of power outage. Like I probably sell a lot of candles and a lot of flashlights in a place that gets hit by a lot of hurricanes. Maybe like the Caribbean islands, where they experience hurricanes and storms, or like Florida, right? So we have to do it. We also have to have a strategy. So if somebody teaches you this is why you're doing something, and then they teach you how you do something, but they don't teach you the when and the where, when then you show up with your candles in basically Antarctica, where they got days that last 6 months. I don't care what they told you. I don't care if the principle is true. I don't care if the how is true. If you don't get an effective strategy, you can still fail. So the strategy is the most effective and efficient way to execute the process based upon it's the most effective and efficient way to execute the process, right? It's the most effective and efficient way to execute the process, okay? Chef, you'll pull that slide up so people can see that slide, write that down. I want you, Chef, if you would, hold those slides a little bit longer because we got some note taking, and I want to make sure that they get a chance to actually write down, see, because they know taking notes. The strategy is the most effective, most efficient time and place to execute the process. It's talking about the win and the win. Strategy, in the simplest form, represents the win and the win. Now, strategy represents the where. Let's just kind of back it up. Principle represents the why. Why am I doing it? Process represents the how. Right? Strategy represents the win and the win. And then action represents the what. I want you to repeat after me. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action. You like, Trevor, I already wrote that. Write it again. I wrote it before. Write it again. Why? Because teaching is a learning technique. What is learning? Hearing and doing. Hearing and doing. Do it again. Hear it and do it. Hear it again. Do it again. Hear it and do it. Hear it and do it again. Learning is hearing and understanding things. Understanding, right, is basically what allows you to reverse engineer the process that produce success. Because you might forget what you learn, but you'll never forget what you understand. So we're getting to a level of understanding. And then that gets us to the what? So first comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action. The action represents the what? Action represents the what? Action represents the what? Action, write this down in the definition, is that which is necessary to execute the process. Is that necessary to execute the process at the right place, at the right time, right principle. Write this down. Action. All they are, that which is necessary to execute the process at the right place, at the right time, with the right principle. That which is necessary to execute the process at the right place, at the right time, with the right principle. Is that which is necessary to execute the process at the right place, at the right time, with the right principle. Last comes, y'all. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy. Last comes the action. First comes the principle, then comes. Hey, take us ahead. Take us ahead, shake. I'll get you the right slide. Take us ahead, shake. I want you to get this information. Next slide. There you go. Okay. Yeah. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, last comes the action. Now, when you start making decisions based upon that, first comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, last comes the action. Last comes. And so what we get to is we get to a way of making decisions that are no based upon our ego. And so here's where we go, is that no ego-based decisions or actions. We don't make decisions based upon ego. We make decisions based upon PPSA, principle, process, and action. Now, you want to make decisions based upon your ego, do that in your personal life. But as a CEO, you are responsible for other people. And when you got a job, they are responsible for you. But when you run a business, you are responsible for them. No ego-based decisions. There will be moments that happen in your business, and the moments may trigger your ego. And so moments plus ego equal moments ego equal. And it means that you have to make a bad decision. So moments plus down, moments plus ego, moments plus ego, moments ego equals bad decisions. Write that down. Moments, ego, bad decisions. You make in the moment where when you're coming at from all sides, moments when people are coming at you with untruth, moments the haters are coming up, moments where people are appealing to your ego, moments plus ego equals bad decisions. I don't make this based upon my ego as much as they me lie. Why? Moments plus ego equals bad decisions, right? Write that down. That's the moment. Moments plus ego equal bad decisions. So in the moment, you ready to make a decision on your ego, now you got a 90% chance that's going to be a bad decision, right? Next one, right? No emotionally driven decisions or actions. We don't make decisions based upon emotion. We make decisions based upon principle, process, strategy, and action, right? So there are moments that'll trigger your emotion. There are moments that'll trigger how you feel. There are moments that make you feel good. There are moments that make you feel like crying. There are moments that make you feel sad. And by the way, let me just go ahead and say, for all of my people who like to use faith to feast the flock, this ain't a conversation for you. You're not going to like what I'm about to say, because using their faith to trigger their emotions so you can fleece their pockets makes you a fool, and you're a bad person for trying to make a fool out of them. Let me just say that. Don't use faith to fleece the flock. I feel like that be said in the holiday, if you know what I'm talking about. Their faith had nothing to do with their decision to support your business or not support your business, right? And don't try to monetize them with religion to basically cause them to overlook what's really happening in front of them. Because moments plus emotion equal bad decisions. Moments plus emotion equal bad decisions. Moments plus emotions equal bad decisions. We don't make decisions based upon emotion. Why? Because what we know is that moments plus emotions equal bad decisions. We make decisions based upon PPSA, principle, process, strategy, and action. Next one, right? No celebrity-driven decisions or action. No celebrity-driven decisions or action. So what we got to do, we got to get me out of the equation when we talk about making decisions. When we talk about getting me out of the way, moments and emotions. When we talk about getting me out of the way, moments and ego, right? And then we got to get popularity out of the conversation. Listen, what I can tell you is their fame don't equal your fortune. Their fame does not equal your fortune. So no celebrity-driven decisions. No celebrity-driven decisions. So we got to stop making celebrity-driven decisions, ego-driven decisions, and emotionally-driven decisions. So I want everybody to write your comment section down. I will not make celebrity-driven decisions, emotionally-driven decisions, or ego-driven decisions. I will make decisions based upon principles, process, strategy, and action. I will not make ego-driven decisions, emotionally-driven decisions, right? Also decisions. I'll make my decisions based upon principles, process, strategy, and action. So I want everybody to repeat after me. I make decisions based upon principles. I make decisions based upon principles. I make decisions based upon principles. Write that down in the comment section below. I make decisions based upon principles. I make decisions based upon principles. Right? Now, Shay, if you'll take us back one slide, I make decisions based upon principles. I make decisions based upon principles. So as we kind of wrap this section up, I want you to remember, first comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action. Don't worry, just like you learned the ABCs. You can't say your ABCs. You get to C, you start singing it, right? But first comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action. I don't care where you are in the world, I want you to sing the song, right? First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action, right? And so this is what the PPSA model is all about. So what would it take for you to get into your new reality, right? Well, here's what it's going to take. One, you got to question everything. You got to question everything, right? Question everything, apply the question principle. Powerful people, powerful questions, because questions stay focused. And in your life, you only get what you focus on. Remembering the purpose of your subconscious mind is to answer questions that your mind puts to it. And remember, above all else, right? You are the answer to your next level. You are the answer to your next level. Powerful people ask powerful people, because questions stay focused. And in your life, you only get what you focus on. So in order to get to your next level, you have to accept that you're powerful and start to ask better questions. And then you got to remember to apply the principle. So, because what happens is you apply the principle, it basically unlocks your focus. It unlocks your focus because questions still focus. And why is focus important? It's real simple. focus is important is because in this life, you only get what you focus on. So I'm going to put this on the screen for you so you can have it so you never forget it. This is your affirmation for every day that you get. Every day of your life, this is your new affirmation. So that you stand in your power every day. So that you realize your power every day. The power to produce the result that you're looking for. Power to change the world. The power to generate the revenue you want. The power. You got the power. Powerful people. Powerful people. Because questions still focus. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. Everything you want is on the opposite side of the questions that you're willing to ask. Everything you want is on the opposite side of the questions that you are willing to ask. And since we know that powerful people have powerful questions, because questions still focus, and in your life, you only get what you focus on. It comes down to one question. Are you willing? Are the questions that you're asking equally as powerful as the result that you're looking for? Are the questions that you're asking equally as powerful as the result that you are looking for? Are the questions that you're asking equally as important as the results that you're looking for? Okay? And so that gets us to we're gonna start here, right? And then Shay, if you'll fast back ahead to the slide that says no ego-based decisions, and if you put the screen on me, and then we'll kind of move into the new income set point of information. But if you'll take us right now to the slide that says no ego-based decisions, that will work. By the way, right now, everybody put the comment section below. Put your number one takeaway so far. Shay, you're going in the wrong direction with the slides, so go the other direction. Okay? Keep going. Good. By the way, let's give Shay a round of applause. He's out there. He's the tech guy today. He used to be the happy entrepreneur, right? Now he is the tech guy, okay? And so just to recap, Shay, take us back 2 slides. You're going too far ahead. One more slide. There we go. Pull it up. Here, remember when we talked about the PP? Nope, Shay, take it back. It's a slide that says no ego-based decisions. And let me know when you get that pulled up, Shay. Okay? Thank you so much. All right. And mic check. Shay, looks like your slides are there. So let me know when the slides come back up. All right, ER. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come to you while Shay's getting those slides up, and let's look at what people are posting in the group, and let's just check on what they. Shay, you got to go up on the slides. Just go. No, come down, Shay.
So we have Korea Bait.
It says no ego-based decisions.
Can you hear me? Mic check.
1 second. I think Shay is okay. All right, Shay. If you'll pull that slide up, Shay. That slide right there. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. Thank you, Shay. All right. So no ego-based decisions, no emotional-based decisions, no celebrity-based decisions or actions. The point of this part of the training is to make sure that you're making decisions based upon the PPSA method, which is principle, process, strategy, and action. Remember, next slide, Shay. First comes the principle, right? Then the process, then the strategy, last comes the action. The thing right down is principles that you memorize but don't utilize are useless. Write this down. Principles that you memorize but don't utilize are useless. So it's real cute that you memorize and you got the affirmation and you got the sound, song, and you got the music. Principles that you memorize, utilize are useless. So here is the manifestation principle. I want you to write this down. Until you train for what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in your life will never show up. Until you train for what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in your life will never show up. Until you train for what you know. Take it down in the comment section. Until, make it personal, until I train for what I know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in my life will never show up. And so here's the thing. When we're talking about training with what you know, right? We're talking about training with what you know, using what you know so that it becomes a manifestation, right? So it becomes a manifestation. Remember that wealth is what manifests itself when you develop the resources. right? The way that you develop the resource is training with what you know, training in your usage of what you know, right? So until you train with what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and in your life will never show up. So what do I need to know? Well, the first thing I need to know, the answer is, since we're using the question everything principle, the question everything principle is powerfully better questions, right? I got to question everything. Principles that you memorize and utilize are useless. So I use the question everything principle. What do I need? The principle. What do I need? The principle. Why? Because until you train with what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in your life will never show up. 2 of us go to the gym. 2 of us learn about how the treadmill works. 2 of us learn what it does for the cardiovascular system. 2 of us learn what the cardiovascular does what related to our life and how it relates to helping us live a longer life. One of us learn, we all both learn the same thing. One of us never trains with what we know, and because of that, we basically gain 500 pounds, catch diabetes, cut our leg off, die at the age of 50. The other person trains with what they know. We both got the same information. They lived to the ripe old age of 120 and they looked at 100 years old like what some people look like when they were 40 years old. They live in their best life. Because until you train with what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in my life will never show up. Until I train what I know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and do in your life will never show up. So, so here's the thing. Write this down. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Write it down. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Here's the thing. You aren't where you want to be in life because your mind doesn't know the principles necessary to get you there and keep you there. Let me just say that again. You aren't where you want to be in your life because your mind doesn't know the principles necessary to get you there and keep you there. You ain't where you want to be in your life. You ain't where you want to be in your life. If you're not where you want to be in your life, you're not where you want to be in your business, it's because your mind doesn't know the principles necessary to get you there and keep you there. Wherever you are, your mind got there first. First comes the principle, then comes the process. Your mind, until you train for what you know, you need to know the principles. The full manifestation of that knowledge is what you do in your life will never show up. You're not where you want to be in life because your mind doesn't know the principles necessary to get you there and keep you there. You're not where you want to be in life because you're not living inside the principles necessary to get you there. Principles that you utilize, principles that you memorize, utilize are useless. So if you don't know, that's one problem. And then if you don't live in that, that's the second problem. That's why principles. You keep studying with people. You keep studying with people who don't know the principles that are governing processes that they're trying to take you through, tell you to. Basically, you got to start with mastery. It's the reason why we created the BlackCEO business school, so that we wouldn't just teach you marketing processes, branding processes, social media processes, technology processes, sales processes, PR processes, and we would start out with teaching you the principle first. The fun part is the discipline and the principles that govern you. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you the principles in BlackCEO business. Some of you are seeing up on the slide, you're seeing how do you get in you're looking at how to get into BlackCEO business. But you got to learn. This is what BlackCEO business school is about. Let me tell you this in closing. I dating this college, the African Press, right? And it was real funny because she wanted her birthday, and the girl that I had a crush on, her name was Janice, and I just thought that Janice was the most beautiful woman on the planet. And so her birthday was coming up, and so I said, okay, I'm gonna take her for her birthday. I was still struggling. I'm still, in college and things like that. So I had seen a Cheesecake Factory, so I went over to the Cheesecake Factory, and I said, "Oh man, I know what I'm gonna do. I tell you what I'm gonna I'm gonna buy that Cheesecake Factory cake, and the cake had to be like 7 layers, right? was like 7 layers, it was like super tall. So when I went to Cheesecake Factory to actually buy the cake, the challenge was that the cake, right, was too expensive for my budget. That cake had to be like $300-400. I was like, oh, that won't be the cake for Trevor. So I decided I was real smart. I was real brilliant. I was like, how hard be to bake a cake? So I decided I was going to bake her a cake. So I went to the grocery store. I could bake her this 7-layer cake that I saw in the Cheesecake Factory. So when I got to the Giants, which is the name of the grocery store in my area, when I got to the Giants, which is the name of the grocery store in my area, when I got it, here's what happened. I asked the sales rep, I asked the cashier, to help. I said, hey, by the way, we're on the tall cake pan. And they said, I don't think she heard me, but wanted me to like out it. And then I get to the area called cake pan. And basically I realized there's such thing as a tall cake pan, right? Because I'm looking around, I don't see tall cake pans. And so I'm looking around, I see these little thin cake pans. And so I look to my right and I say, oh, I see these tall crab pots. But I thought crab pot was really tall cake pans. Yeah, I this y'all. And so basically I get this basically tall pot used to cook crabs in, but it was a tall cake. So I take it home. And I get that. And then while I was there, I didn't see like 7-layer cake. So I bought like 8 boxes of cake mix. And then I bought like 2 dozen eggs. And I basically like quadrupled the recipe. And I got home and I basically took the box of cake mix and put it all in the big pot. And I took like 80 eggs, threw it in there, water, and I had to mix this thing all in the pot in this tall cake pan. And then what I thought was the cake pan, and then I tried to put it in the oven. And when I tried to put it in the oven, it wouldn't fit. So I had to take the rack and put it down at the bottom, and I put it in there. And basically, after about 30 minutes, this thing started burning. I started hearing the smoke alarms go off. So I take it out. I see the top layer is burnt, and so I said, "It's still done." And I poke it, and it's still gooey on the inside. And so I just jacked the whole thing up. I didn't understand that basically what I was at was a tall cake. But what I didn't realize is that there were several layers that made it cake. I didn't realize that. I saw the icing and the cream, and I saw the pretty cake. It's just like a business. We see pretty business. We see the pages, these pages. We see the manifestation of money in their bank account. We see all of that. But what happened is I didn't realize that the way that cake showed up, the way that cake looked, was basically several layer cake, not a tall cake. And there are multiple levels to every type of successful person that you've seen. And so what I want you to know is that your success is predicated on using several principles simultaneously. It's predicated on using several principles simultaneously. And so are we going to be using processes? Yes. But part of those processes that we teach you will always be based upon principles. So as we get deeper into this revenue challenge, this is what it's going to take to get to the next level. Learn the principles first, so that when you get into things like marketing, sales, and technology, and do this and do that, you're making sure that there are principles that are governing what you're doing. Let me just use that as an example, and then Shay, I'll kind of pass it to you, and we'll get wrapped up for today. Okay? What has to happen is that let me of a principle. I know embedded in the name of everything is its purpose. I know that the first one is embedded in the name of everything is its purpose. Example, I went to Mission Barbecue. I got there, I ordered some chicken, and there was some hot sauce on the table, and another bottle of sweet and sour sauce. I picked up sour sauce, put it in the chicken, and it was hot. The problem was somebody named it incorrectly. Because they named it incorrectly, I used it outside of its purpose. So when I work with people on branding, or when I teach people branding, the first rule is embedded in the name of everything is its purpose. If you name something incorrectly, you name somebody's product incorrectly, you name somebody's service incorrectly, you name somebody's message incorrectly, you name somebody's mission incorrectly, you name somebody's nonprofit incorrectly, you name somebody's business incorrectly, you name somebody's brand incorrectly. If you name somebody's brand incorrectly, you will cause it to be used outside of its purpose. Because in the marketplace, people buy clarity. And if you don't have clarity, it causes confusion. And so when we name things, we apply the principle embedded in everything in this purpose. And so when they're telling you to quote unquote name it and claim it, what they're really telling you is that it is very difficult for you to claim the purpose in something if you don't know the right name. See my point? So people that you're working with, the gurus and the experts on, these people got to not just be able to tell you how to do it. They got to be able to apply the principle, and they got to tell you why they did it, so that you can apply the principle. Because if they don't tell you why they did it, then they keep holding to them because they know the principle, but you know the process. They know the process, but you know the process. If they teach you the process without teaching you the principle, what they do is keep you beholden to them, or if they don't know it. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, and last comes the action. With that being said, Shay, we're going to stop right here. I know tomorrow we deal with income set point. I know tomorrow we deal with income set point. We'll start dealing with laying out how to hit your revenue monetary goals. Y'all don't want to be late because Shay Brown is going to be teaching. He's going to be getting into for the first time. We're going to be delving into the money. We're going to be delving into the revenue and how to structure your business in such a way so that you are producing the revenue results that you are seeking, right? And we're going to start out tomorrow with income set point. That being said, Shay, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you and pass it to ER. I know we got to unmute her line, Shay, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay?
Absolutely. I know for some of you listening, you're like, okay, coming up next or on our next episode, we're going to have developing your income set point. Makes sense. This is the BlackCEO Revenue Champions. And after you get your mindset ready, many of you need the resources that you need. You need the resources in order to execute the vision that you have for yourself, the vision that you have for your loved ones, and the vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And others of you are thinking, you know what, Shay, I really don't want to wait until tomorrow. I'm listening right now, and I need to be in this type of conversation. This is the type of teaching that I need for myself. This is the type of teaching that I need for my assistant or for my business development person. Or heck, this is the type of school or place that I need to bring my entire community to so we can be in this conversation and so that we can continue to grow. Let me share how to do that, because you might be listening saying, yes, I hear you. And, yes, it's cool to be a revenue champion. It's cool to have the right mindset. But it's possible I may forget this. I mean, I took a digital note, and we appreciate that. Here's what I'd like for you to do. I'd like for you to get all the information on being in the BlackCEO Business School. The theme is the opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is underdeveloped resources. And Trevor, the founder of BlackCEO, was talking today about how to develop those resources. E.R. Spalding, the chief operating officer and the founder of Black Women Startup, was also talking about how to develop those resources. Let me share with you how you can do that. Here's what I want to do. I want to give you a number for you to text in. Now, the reason you want to text in is that you want to be able to get the information to understand the resources that you need as part of BlackCEO Business School. Some of you are hearing it for the very first time. So I didn't even know this even existed. Well, I'm glad you're here. Some of you caught part of what Trevor was teaching, and you're like, I missed the first half. And then there's another group of you out there thinking, whoa, I just want to get the notes. Like, I need to go back and hear this a second time or a third time or a fourth time. And others, you're like, you know what? I need to be able to teach that. This is like trainer to me. I get it. Where do you go? You go to a school to learn, right? So let me give you this number, and you can text in. The number to text. Now, open up your messenger on your cell phone right now. You go ahead and do that, and you're going to type this number in. I'm going to give it to you. Type in 202-270-1662. Just type in 202-270-1662. I want to share with you why you're going to do that. Now, when you type in 202-270-1662, follow these instructions so you can get all the information, so you can have the resources, so you can be able to execute the vision that you have for all the people that you were called to serve. That's why you're a BlackCEO. So once you put the number in, 202-270-1662, you're going to type these words, school. Just type in BlackCEO School. Just type in BlackCEO School. Just type in BlackCEO School. We're going to make it real easy. BlackCEO School. Now, once you type that in, we want to know who you are. So when we send you something, we want to customize. I want to personalize it for you. So go ahead and put your first name. That's important so we know who you are. So right now, some of you are putting in your first name. And then others of you are putting in your last name. Got it. First name, last name. Some of you are saying, hey, Shay, just text me the information. So put your best contact number so we know where to send it. This is to get the information for BlackCEO Business School. And then after you do that, put your email. Because some of you are still like old school. You're like, Shay, send me something. You may have to email me. So I'm going to give you those instructions. And, you know, as I'm sharing it with you, I want you also to pay it forward. It's okay to be part of the giver's economy. In the giver's economy, we believe the person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. So maybe it's not for you, but if it's someone you know and you want to be able to pass that along, is that okay? Absolutely, because the person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about how to develop your income set point tomorrow. But right now, I want you to get the resources. This school or this training you just went through, I mean, this is incredible. So let me give you the number to text again. If you got it, don't write it down. Don't write it down. That's so 1980s. Then I just give you another action I have to do. Why do that? Pick your cell phone up right now, and then I want you to text 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Text the word BlackCEO Business School, BlackCEO Business School. Text your first name, text your last name, text your best contact number, and make sure you put your email so we can get you the information. So you do that. Looking forward to connecting with some of you over at BlackCEO Business School.
Yeah, and Shay, what I'm going to do is, we're going to go over to ER and do our final quick wrap up because there's some good stuff that I know people need, and I want to make sure that they don't miss a single piece. By the way, stay tuned because we got something special for everybody who's here today. You want the slides? I want the slides in the comment section below. Also go to BlackCEOtribe.com and put a post that says the same thing. But ER, I know that the final wrap up. I'd like to take it over to the dean of the BlackCEO Business School, where I will be training as one of the professors. I'm looking forward to serving under her careful guide. Back over to you, ER, and Shay. Let's pass it over. Pass the mic to her. Make sure the microphone is unmuted.
All right, let's check my click. Can you hear me, Professor Otts?
I like that name. Professor.
You all know that he has many hats, and one of them is called the professor. So we've got the happy entrepreneur that's mildly happy being the tech guru today. And so we appreciate you, Shay. And we have had a great time over the past 3 days here. We've been getting a lot of information, and really it comes down to, again, my principle, powerful people ask powerful questions. And so what has been the powerful question that we have been asking over and over and over and over and over again? Because teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Learning is hearing and doing until understanding takes place. We may forget what we learned, but we will never forget what we understand. And so it's important for us in everything that we are getting and all that we are consuming at this point in time, that we make sure that we can develop that into something more. And that development leads us to a critical question. What will it take? What will it take in order for us to manifest all levels of manifestation, not just money, because we know that a fool and money are soon going to be departed. So what will it take? And the answer is that it will take a new standard. Hashtag the new standard. Everybody go ahead and write that in the feed. Hashtag the new standard. So when people are coming in and looking through the comments and going back and looking to connect, they know that you are an individual that is standing and saying hashtag the new standard. And the new standard, what is that? The standard is the minimum threshold of excellence necessary to access your life. See, we have been living in this domain of potential. What is the potential if we develop our resources? What is the potential if we develop our mind? What is the potential if we access more in our life and in our business? When we begin to say, what will it take? We have to move out of the potential and make it into a reality. We have to train with that you have. Until you train with what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and or do in your life will never show up. So we are here today, and we understand that the new standard is the minimal threshold of excellence necessary to access your life. So we are training with what we have. We are developing what we have so that we can get to the minimal standard required to access our life. Because the key to unlocking your new reality is predicated on your willingness to adopt and embrace a new standard. The key to unlocking this new reality, what will it take? It will take a new reality. What will it take? It will take a new standard. And the new standard is the minimal threshold required to access that which is necessary to manifest all of the work that you're looking for inside of your life. So here we are. And everyone, the new standard. What are some of the things that we can place inside of the new standard? The question everything principle, right? The question everything principle. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. We also know that the PPSA, decision-making method, is also part of the new standard. First comes principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, last comes the action. Sing the song with me, write it down. First comes the principle, then comes the process, then comes the strategy, last comes the action. And then we also have the PF neuropathic success system, because we know that everything, all of the success that we are looking for in our life, the practice that we are looking for, the minimal standard that we are looking to get to, it's going to come down to principles, formula, and affirmation. We are rewiring our mind so that we can rewire the success that has been sitting on the sidelines. Hashtag sidelinepreneur, no more. Sidelinepreneur, no more. No longer will you sit on the sidelines of your life and in your business. And then you have the manifestation principle, because things that you memorize, your principles that you memorize and don't utilize in your life are useless. Principles memorized and don't utilize in your life are useless. So the manifestation principle states that until you train with what you know, the full manifestation of what that knowledge is supposed to be and or do in your life will never show up. So we're sitting here and we're asking ourselves that yes, if yes, you want to access this new standard. Because there are things that you know that you have to do in your life. Because when you set out to be an entrepreneur, when you started a business, you immediately became responsible for them. See, when we were in a job, they were responsible for us, but as a business, we are responsible for them. So what does that responsibility mean? That responsibility means you must make an investment. And what is the investment? It is a commitment to develop your resources. If we do not develop our resources, then that which we are looking for will never manifest itself, because we will not be in a place where we're constantly training with what we want. The resources that we have, once they're manifest, they then become an additional resource for us to now take and to utilize again and to train with that the more and the more and the more. It never stops. So how do we get to the place that we are manifesting this new standard, this minimal standard of excellence to access our life? Well, over at the BlackCEO Business School, it's one of the places where you can come, where you are constantly inside of the conversation, where you are constantly having these principles laid out for you, where you are constantly in a state and in accountability with other individuals who are affirming this in their life every day, and they are also training with it. Because guess what? Location matters. When we were talking about the what and the when and the where, executing these things is important, and you must be surrounded with other individuals that are executing in the same way that you are, that are affirming in the same way that you are, that are utilizing the principles that you are. Otherwise, you'll be unequally yoked. And you'll be reaching out to someone and you are looking to utilize the formula 1 and 1 equals 11, hashtag 11, but they won't know that formula. And you'll be looking at someone and trying to understand why it's not working. Everything comes down to principles and formulas, and all the success in your life is predicated upon you knowing how and when, but more importantly, with whom to utilize. So over at the BlackCEO Business School, one of the things that you can be assured of is that you will be collaborating and connecting and creating your revenue breakthrough with other individuals who are in the same mindset, that are in action just like you. So what happens over in the BlackCEO Business School? You have trainings just like this that are provided to you on a monthly basis, an opportunity to go back, but not only are you receiving the information, but giving you an opportunity to implement them. And you also have office hours where you can come back and debrief on other things you've been implementing. You have an opportunity to share in the great wins that you have been getting as a result of applying the principles and formulas inside of your life and inside of your business. And you get access to the masters who are going to be there training with you each and every day. Because doing things in absence of the bubble or in the bubble makes no sense. And it won't get you to what ultimately you need. So you have these master sessions where individuals who are ensuring that you're developing your resources are present. Because we understand pooling his money is soon departed if you're in a consumptive state versus a developmental state. Next slide. And in there, we also have office hours where you can come and begin to question and ask and dive deeper, really begin to understand the principles and the formulas and affirmations and the steps that are going to be required. We have the BlackCEO Alumni Group, where you get to be with other individuals who have not only done what you have done, but they're turning around, reaching back to ensure that they are supporting you in your success. And then we have the accountability club, because again, individuals have to be working toward the same goals in order for you to be able to collaborate with them. There's the membership portal. So trainings like these that have been centralized, you have the ability to then go in and access them at will. Because some of us, we are working in our business and on our business, and when we get a chance to debrief, we want to go back and take a look and see, hey, I want to do that. I want to inject it a little bit more. So you get access not only to the training specific inside of the BlackCEO Business School, but you also get access to some of the other masters that we have brought together, access to individuals that have additional training technologies to support you. You can do it at your leisure. Your homework will be assigned here. You'll be able to turn in your homework and have it reviewed, so you are not doing this #alone. And then you also have the BlackCEO box, and it's a subscription service because we believe that you also want to think good, but you want to look good while you're doing it. And inside this BlackCEO box, not only will you get a representation of who you are, but there will be books inside of there, things where we can continually develop the resources that we have. Bumble, a lot of you are hearing us say, text the keyword into here. This is the Bumblebee. This technology allows you to connect with those individuals who should be a part and need your product, your services, your mission, or your brand. And with the Bumblebee prospecting system, you have the opportunity to be able to connect with them in real time, run campaigns. And so all of the technology that you are seeing, that you are listening to and witnessing, are going to be par for the course inside of there. And then you have an opportunity to come celebrate and be in an exuberant space with all of those who look like you, who work like you, who sound like you, but more importantly, who are manifesting like you. And so you receive an admission ticket to BlackCEO 2020, which is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia this year. And we are going to have a phenomenal time. It will be 3 jam-packed days where you get an opportunity to create collaborations. You see, as we have been looking through the feed, there are some people that are consistently showing up. We ask that they want, are you committed? Do you have the courage to create your BlackCEO revenue breakthrough? And those individuals that have been moving in love, that have been sharing in love without the level of expectation, they are going to be there to meet them in the flesh, and we all get to celebrate together. All of these things are here in BlackCEO, and that was not love. If you decided that you wanted to take this to a whole nother level, then there's a BlackCEO business school pro. Now I know you're saying, oh, solid, Dee, what more can we have? What more? Because we did so much already. We've all been here a little shy of 2 hours pouring into you, and we will be back for an additional 6 days. But you also get private chat support. That means that every day that you need to come in and get a question answered, you can put it in your private chat feed. No more going in and trying to figure out and scrolling through the comments to get the information that you need, because it's right there available and dedicated to you. And we know that those individuals that read, that grow and develop their minds are the best CEOs. And yes, there is a book club, because we are developing our resources. And our big resource is our mind. You all have been seeing some of the things that have been produced. There were a lot of things that have been launched inside of the BlackCEO, and many of you are recipients of those launches. Well, at the pro level of BlackCEO, you have an opportunity to come and do a hyper immersive training marketing here. So you're trying to figure out what the evergreen revenue model is. You're trying to figure out inside of your business, how do you prospect, how do you turn that prospect into a lead, and then turn that lead into a customer or a member. And the BlackCEO marketing camp does that. Many of us, again, you have been out there and you have just been taking action. Everyone is telling you, yes, massive action. Those, the universe rewards those who take massive action, but they don't do the why. So they give you part of the strategy, and then there's action, but they are not linked with the principles. And you wind up asking yourself, is it them or is it me? Because I'm not getting the same results. And so when you come to the BlackCEO marketing camp, we are utilizing, we only teach this side of the PPSA. First comes the principle, then comes the process, next comes the strategy, last comes the action. And you get all of that. Then we have speaker camp. There are those who have a message inside. There are those who really have something to say, but at times they're trying to figure out, okay, how do I position it? How do I get it out there? Shay tells the story all the time how he used to stutter when he was a child. It was a result of someone coming and supporting him. We're inside of that space, not only to enhance what it is you do, but to make you a better speaker. Because initially, when we're coming out and we're starting these businesses, not only are we the CEOs, we are also the face of our company and the ambassador. It's the words that we say that will inspire individuals to action. And at Speaker Camp, you begin to develop what that message is and understand that there is a formulated approach to speaking that will give you predictable results. And you're inside your business and you're trying to figure out, well, what is it I sell? I'm trying to begin to develop what my suite of products like in a way that I will become addicted to my labor. This is a principle down. The number one problem facing today's BlackCEO is addiction to his labor, the primary mechanism by which he generates money. And so at the product development camp, we are here to show you how to develop products where you're not addicted to your labor, show you how to begin to use other people's labor to support what it is you're doing in your business that keeps you moving with your clients and your clients elevate with you over and over and over. If you don't have an ecosystem inside of your product line in your business, you're doing yourself a big disservice. because you are going with a capture, kill model. And at the end of the day, you pull them in, you consume them, and spit them out. Well, in product development camp, we are here developing your product so that you can continually develop your resources and you continue to develop the relationships with your client that will enable you to continually manifest the wealth that you're looking for. And then you have sales camp. Now, I know I probably can't do it justice because we have the sales cardiologist on the other line, and I know the things that I need to learn from him. How do I do this thing called sales? Well, we know if you are not a sales visionary, you are doing not only yourself, but your organization a disservice, because selling is service. No longer do you have to feel like this little grimy individual that is going after the sale and the salesperson, because the sales can help you develop what your vision is around sales. And then there are some of you who have those books that are inside of you, and you're looking to author that and to bring it forward and to get your message out to the world. And we're here to support you. So all of these camps are lumped up inside the pro level. And as you've been seeing, we're doing something new here on the morning show. We are live streaming out. And some of you have been asking yourself, ooh, I want to do that. Wow, where do we do that? How do we bring the slides in? What are they doing? Live streaming, switching screens. And so Broadcast Camp will allow you to learn the insider formula in order for your success. So because we are podcasting simultaneously while we're broadcasting, and we're looking and trying to figure out how to do that. And so in Podcast Camp, we show you how to develop your own podcast, and then you get admission as a VIP through BlackCEO 2020. So this is something that sounds like you need to be a part of. If you're looking for that new standard, that hashtag new standard, then this is where you want to be. And then for those of us who are women out there, who are entrepreneurs, we understand that there's a different kind of conversation that we have to have as Black women in business. And you also get access to the Black Woman Startup Conference Call, which happens on a monthly basis, where myself and other industry leaders will be there supporting you in your business and talking about the things that are very much and uniquely specific to us. So, as the Dean of BlackCEO Business School, we are here to support you. You want to be in the place so that you can continually develop your resources. There are two ways that you can invest in yourself, that you can be committed to developing your resources. You can do it at the basic level, which will give you all the things that you need, the support, the access, the training, or you want to accelerate it and move it into the pro level that I believe it's about camps, which are hyper immersive environments, plus the bonus of coming to BlackCEO as a VIP. You get your private Slack channel in addition to the monthly calls, and you will be over at BlackCEO Business School. And so if this is you want to go over to www.blackceobusinessschool.com, www.blackceobusinessschool.com, or if you know that pro is for you, you want to go over to blackceopro.com, www.blackceopro.com. We are here to serve you. We are committed to developing our resources. And we understand that the first manifestation to wealth, never mind.
Yep, and ER, if you repeat those links so they can, if you repeat both links, is basic is one link and pro is another link. If you repeat that, and if you guys who are listening live will just type that into the group, because there's some people who are driving and don't need to, who can't stop driving to write this down. So ER, if you'll go ahead and repeat those links again.
Absolutely, we have at the pro level, BlackCEOPro.com, BlackCEOPro.com. That is if you're looking for the pro level. And then we have BlackCEOSchool.com, BlackCEOSchool.com, BlackCEO Pro, www.blackceopro.com. If you're looking to get all of the additional camps inside of there, then we have BlackCEOschool.com. Back over to Professor Otts.
Anyway, Black CEO Business School will be the only place where I'll be teaching this year. So I'll be teaching there on the regular and consistent basis. And so I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to know what that's about. It's really about developing resources, helping you discover and develop those resources. Do we teach marketing, sales, branding, technology, automation, and all those things? Yes, we do. But we also want to make sure that that the processes that you are using to market, to brand, to sell, that is governed by principles. So it is a place where we develop those resources so that it produces a wealth manifestation. Remember, the purpose of Black CEO is to basically create or develop business-based wealth within the Black community so that we can become the economic engine for the causes that we care about. And Black CEO Business School provides us an avenue or vehicle by which to accomplish that. Last but not least, as we are wrapping up here, many of you have asked us about who did our slides. Slides were done by the Black CEO Graphics Club. It was done by the Black CEO Graphics Club. And so if you just know that you just ready to sign up, just go to Black CEO Graphics Club. If you know that you're ready to sign up for business school, go to BlackCEOPro.com or BlackCEOBusinessSchool.com and just get yourself signed up. But if you got questions,
BlackCEOschool.com. BlackCEOschool.com.
It's BlackCEOschool.com for basic, and then it's BlackCEOPro.com, pro, right? And they want a graphics club, that's BlackCEO Graphic, BlackCEOGraphicsClub.com.
Graphics Club, yes.
BlackCEOGraphicsClub.com. Somebody write that in the group. So there's some of you might have questions, and if you have questions about business school, you can text ER, or if you have questions about graphics, you can text ER. And ER, you want to give them that number. I know it's for the people that's on today, just watching, that's kind of watching real time. They might have some questions. So you want to kind of give out that number?
Absolutely. So if you're interested in or have questions about business school, you want to text 404-594-3393. Put your first name and your last name and put business school. Again, that number is 404-594-3393. Put your first name, your last name, and put the words business school. That way I know you want to have questions answered relative to business school. 404-594-3393. First name, last name, business school. If you have questions about the Graphics Club, you want to text 404-594-3393 with your first name, we know this song, your last name, and you want to make sure that you text in Graphics Club. I know you have questions about that. So that's 404-594-3393. First name, last name, Graphics Club.
Okay. All right, Shay, wrap us up. Get us on out of here.
All right. Well, you know how we like that. You know how we love to end it.
Give them an insight of what you're going to be talking about tomorrow also, would you?
Yes, tomorrow we'll be talking about income set point. For many of you, you needed to have your mindset, and that's super important. And then many of you needed to believe that's super important. But as a Black CEO, the only way you're going to stay in business is to generate some revenue in your business. And you're wondering, what is the principle? What is the process? What is the strategy? What actions do I need to take to really generate the revenue in my business so I can be the economic engine to fund the causes that I believe in? So tomorrow, we'll be talking about income set point. This is a conversation tomorrow for the Black CEO who's in business, who wants to serve, who wants to be able not to make the money, but to have more meaning in the world. So the money just helps you have more meaning in the world. Then you go ahead and show up. And others, if you're an entrepreneur as well, and you're a Black CEO, you're showing up because you want to have more impact in the world. And the income you generate in your business is going to be able to help you do that. Hence, it's called income set point. There's a lot of resources you need to develop. The opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is underdeveloped resources. So on the episode tomorrow, we're going to develop the resource you need, which is revenue. And we'll be talking about your income set point. Looking forward to it. here's how we like to close out at the Black CEO. Here's how we like to close out. One of the things we like to do is I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to do something. You're going to look right below the video. For those that are watching online, you're going to look right below the video, and you're going to type these words. Hashtag BlackCEO out. I'm sorry, you're going to type your first name, then type your last name, then type where you're from, and then put hashtag BlackCEO out. Because whenever you're at a BlackCEO event, whenever you've been at a BlackCEO training, whenever a BlackCEO leaves the stage, we love to leave the stage and let them know that a BlackCEO was there. And you are a BlackCEO. You were here. So you're going to put your first name right below in the comments. You can go ahead and start that right now. Don't hit the enter button. Don't hit the enter button. If you can't watch right now, but you're listening to the podcast or you're listening to the conference call, we're going to unmute the lines. Trevor's going to unmute the lines. We're going to unmute the lines, and then when we unmute the lines, you're going to say your first name, say your last name, say where you're from, and then say hashtag BlackCEO out. So, for example, if I was saying it and we go 1, 2, 3, I would say Shay Brown, Washington, D.C., hashtag BlackCEO out. And I would say that, and the world's going to hear. It's going to sound like a lot of noise, but to us, we know it's harmony. To us, we're saying we're out to go do what we do, which is take care of the business that we need to take care of for ourselves, for our family, for our community. And then for those online, when I say 1, 2, 3, you're going to hit the button. So hopefully you've already typed your first name, then you've typed your last name, you've already put where you're from, and you got that hashtag BlackCEO out ready. Hashtag BlackCEO out. All together, hashtag BlackCEO out, and you're going to hit that button. And then when you do that, when you see someone below, hit the like button, hit the heart button. Say, you know what? We're out to go do what we do best. So on the count of 3, get ready. On the count of 3, I'm going to do it. Trevor Otts is going to do it. E.R. Spalding is going to do it. We're all going to do it together in harmony. So are you ready? Trevor Otts, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. E.R. Spalding, you ready? That was your cue. Are you ready? Great. Then here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. BlackCEO out. Shay Brown, Washington, D.C. BlackCEO out.
BlackCEO out.
Loretta Westfield, Chicago, hashtag BlackCEO out.
The conference is now completed. Goodbye.